It's never been easier to beat 99% of people. And I want to talk about how the barrier for success has never been lower. Right now on the planet, there is an abundance of information that you can leverage and absolutely fast track your learning and progress at a rate that has never been seen before in the history of the world. And what I mean by this is that you have people like Alex Hormozi who are literally showing you how to print money online for free. And if you're smart enough and if you're someone who's willing to learn, these opportunities are literally everywhere. But at the same time, when there's so much abundance of elite information out there and experts who are literally showing you how to do what they've already done, at the same time, there is pornography, there is TikTok, there is mobile phones, all these different distractions that inevitably make it so easy for people to lose and not succeed. And not only do the people have these distractions, but people's attention span generally across the board is declining. The average person has no patience, the average person is fat, and the average person is poor and a coward. And that means that for you to win, all you need to do is to show up for a little bit longer than most people. And then if you do that for long enough, you win, because no one else does it. I was reading something the other day on Twitter, and people are saying that entrepreneurship is competitive and stuff like that. Bullshit. The average person doesn't have the backbone to quit their job and actually have a crack at not earning any money for 6 to 12 months while they build something because they're too scared to, or they don't have the war chest of money that enables them to do that because they're broke. So if you go out there and start something and you commit to that for 12 months, 24 months, 48 months, your level or your chances of success are so high if you do it for that long. And yes, some people have a skill issue, some people have an IQ issue, some people don't have the capabilities to do it. But if you do something for long enough, you automatically just get the capabilities by doing enough reps so that it's actually harder for you to not succeed than it is to succeed. I wouldn't have made this video a year ago because I would have been too scared to, but I don't care anymore because the average person is fat and lazy and is a coward and won't go out of their way to have a crack. And that'll trigger people. And I get a lot of hate online because of how I speak. And I've always been like this, just a little bit more brutal these days with the way I say things. And it triggers people, but more importantly, it gets a reaction out of people to make them think. The people who are no hope, who are always going to be fat and poor and a coward, are never going to change. But it might be someone who's just on the fringe of becoming that, and then they watch one of my videos or they hear something and then they get spurred into action. And that's what I make these videos for. I'm not making these videos to degrade people, but I'm giving you confidence that if you do something for 12 months, think of anything you've ever done. If you don't do it for 12 months, you won't succeed. Think of anything you've become really good at in your life, whether it be throwing a tennis ball or running or going to the gym or just even a skill like a musical instrument or playing chess or anything that you can think of that you've got good at. And think of how many repetitions you did of that thing. Almost 100% of the time, that's going to be a high amount of repetitions. Because ultimately, if you do enough hours of the thing and you do it consistently enough, you cannot not succeed. It's almost harder to not succeed than it is to succeed. And that's why I'm saying this, because the average person doesn't have the patience, the foresight, the mental fortitude, or the consistency to be able to show up for long enough to be successful at any type of thing. And that's why it's never been easier to win. It's never been easier to get ahead of 99% of people because 99% of people are broke, poor, coward, fat. People don't go to the gym. People don't go look after their health. They're more interested in chasing a quick fix, going and gambling their money because they try and hit the jackpot, look for the easy way out, look for the magic pill, than to put the work in. That's the average person's brain. And if the average person's brain does that, then guess what? If you do a little bit more than the average person and you put work in for longer than them and you do it for a long time, you win. That's it. And then you keep compounding this. And eventually, your comparison level, which might start off with a bit of ego, I want to beat that person, or I want to prove to somebody else that I am able to do this and quit my job and follow this side hustle and turn it into a full-time thing and and have a crack. And yes, that is scary to do. That's risky. But after a while, you're going to realize that the people you should be comparing yourself to are not the average anymore. Because if you keep comparing yourself to the average, you're comparing yourself to someone like way down here. And that bar's low. Eventually, if you do it for 12 months, you're going to start comparing yourself to people way up out of sight. And that's where you'll get the most growth. After the first 12 months, you'll realize, fuck yeah, I've just done this for 12 months. I'm actually really good at this thing because I did it for 12 months. But not only that, you've now done it for 12 months. So you have the proof to yourself that you've done something for 12 months. And that is something that is worth so much. You have dedicated and been disciplined to sticking to something for 12 months. Not many people can actually say that about anything that they ever do. And that's why it's never been easier to win. So what are the action items from this video? The action items are to tell you and to give you confidence that it's never been easier to win. So the best thing you can do is start. Most people are too lazy and too much of a coward to start. Step 1, start. Step 2, don't give up. And if you do those 2 things, you will beat 99% of people. I guarantee you. Because the missing variable that you can't control yet is time. And if you do those 2 things, start and don't give up, and then you do that for more time, you win. Straight up, you win. If this video was helpful, I don't know if it is, I don't know if it's not. If it is, fantastic. Let me know in the comments if it was. If it's not, tell me in the comments as well. Let me know what else you want me to talk about. If you don't know who I am, I should have introduced this video. I am JP, I'm a 32-year-old entrepreneur and I run a company with 2 other directors and we have 1,650 members and we've been doing this for 5 years. I mean, it wasn't broke, but I tried side hustles through my 20s, eventually came across matched betting, which I then made $300,000 off, and now I run a business, and now I'm sharing what I've learned along the way. If there's anything else you want me to discuss, chuck it in the comments. I'm really enjoying this way of sharing my thoughts. I just drive in my car, turn my GoPro on, and talk. If you want topics that you want me to speak about, fire them away in the comments. Let me know if this stuff is helpful. Let me know if it's not. And if you have any questions about anything, fire them away. Keen to inspire as many of you as I can, but just know that the barrier for success has never been lower, which means it's never been easier to win, but at the same time, it's never been easier to get distracted. So make sure you strap in and focus. Start and don't give up. Thank yourself later. See you next time.